Hey guys, today's video is a very special video and it's weird to think about because time has gone too quickly. This month marks the 1 year anniversary of when we picked up Zoe. If you haven't been watching my channel for a while or this is the first video you've seen, Zoe is our puppy, although she's not a puppy anymore because we've had her for a year and she would have turned 1 in February, so she's not a puppy. However, I still refer to her as my puppy the same way my cats are 5 and 4 this year, and I still refer to them as my kittens. We've had Zoe for a year. It's crazy how has this past year gone so quickly. For today's video, I was going to do a kind of an update on Zoe, how it's been having a dog, how different it's been than having cats, because it has been crazy different, and I knew it always would be, but just not quite as stressful. I didn't think it would be as stressful as it has been. So it's going to be an update on her and also how we've managed to do basic dog training and like her routine and a bit of everything really. Zoe, if you don't know, is a Chihuahua pug. So she's a chug or a Chihuahua, however you want to pronounce it. She doesn't look like she is because she's only she's 3/4 Chihuahua and a quarter pug. So there's only a little bit of pug in there, and we always think you can tell by her eyes. She's got very like round eyes and like not quite as long a nose as a normal Chihuahua. So she is a chug, I like to say Chihuahua, and she's a pain in the butt. Before we picked up Zoe, we did a lot of research on, oh that went mad, a lot of research on the best dog for us to own. We wanted something very small, something low-key, something that didn't take that much time. And I know all dogs take a lot of time and effort, but we just wanted something small that would be easy to get along with the cats and not require too much work, which sounds awful, but you know, bigger dogs do require more work than smaller dogs. Or that's what we thought when we chose Zoe. It turned out that she is extremely high maintenance, and I read all about the temperaments of Chihuahuas and the temperaments of pugs before we actually put our deposit down and picked her up, and it turns out she got a good mix of the both. So yes, she is very high maintenance. Put that down to being a Chihuahua. She's also stubborn as hell, which I put down to the pug. And them two things together make for one crazy little ball of fun, because she has a very strong personality. She knows what she wants and she knows what she likes, and if she doesn't get her own way, she will let you know about it. Where to start? This past year has been, I've got a list over there, how it's been. I've got a list. How has it been? A lot more work than we thought it would be. Like I said, I'm not quite sure what we thought it was going to be. It's the first dog we've ever owned. We've got cats. Cats are very sort of independent and just get on with their life. A dog is very different from a cat. I always knew it would be, so we didn't like rush into this decision of buying a dog. I knew it was going to be different. I don't think we quite realised how much time and effort we were gonna have to put into owning a dog and training a dog and looking after a dog. It is very different than, like I mentioned before, we thought smaller dog, less hassle. It's not true at all. She's only sort of now just grew out of her puppy stage. She's officially an adult. She's had her first season. We are getting her spayed. We're not having puppies. Don't worry about that. We're just waiting for some paperwork and stuff to come through before we can get her spayed, but she is getting spayed. But she's coming to season. She's now officially an adult. She's just now grew out of that crazy I'm a puppy stage, and I can't tell you how nice it is. It's so nice to now just have a dog that is a lot calmer than she used to be. People wouldn't come into our house because she was that crazy. She's not aggressive or vicious or anything like that. She's just crazy. She also grew up around 3 cats, so people laugh, but my dog thinks she's a cat. So she won't just come and sit on your knee. She will come this way and climb over your head, and she will just climb everywhere like the cats do. Now she's a lot more calmer. She still likes to climb all over you, but she will sit and have a stroke like a normal dog. But it has taken us a year to get to this point, which is a lot longer than we'd hoped for. We sort of hoped we'd just pick her up and she would be this perfect dog. And I know that's stupid to believe that, but we were quite naive in that fact that we just thought we'll just pick this dog up and she will just learn by herself what is the correct behaviours. We were very naive in thinking that she would just pick it all up, because she is very stubborn and will do what the cats do. So cats, as you know, are very independent. They will just go and do whatever they want to do. There's no control in a cat. My dog thinks she's a cat, so she's the same. But we've got there. I feel now at that point where she is the dog that I want. Not that I never didn't want her, but now it's a lot more, we've got past that, oh my god, why on earth did we buy a dog stage, to the, oh, I can't believe we never had a dog stage. It's very nice to be at this point. In regards to training a dog, our dog, a chihuahua, a pug, I don't know, it's not going to apply to all dog breeds, and just all dogs. Dogs are very much individuals, they all have their own personality. But they do pick up traits from their breed, and as I mentioned, you know, she's high maintenance and she's stubborn. Training this dog has been, or is still ongoing. It has been a difficult, long journey, and we're still not there yet. She still decides some days that she's just not going to listen, and she just does whatever she wants to do. It's a lot of hard work even now, 12 months later, trying to get her to listen. She will sit and she will stay and she will high five, but I suppose that's not really that important, but she will sit and she will stay for me. She won't do it for Chris. She is very much a one owner dog. She does not listen to Chris in the slightest. It's just me. She will only listen to me, which is weird, but she will sit and stay, that's fine. But it's taken us a long time to get there. We are still 12 months later trying to get her to stop chasing the cats. She continually chases the cats and bites them, not aggressively, she just wants to play. We are slowly getting there with the cats. 12 months, I think that was the thing we were most naive about. We thought we're going to pick her up, she's tiny, the cats will love her, and the cats really don't like her that much, and I don't blame them. She chases them and bites them as soon as they come into the living room. That is an ongoing thing, because it's very difficult, because she's not being naughty, she's not being aggressive, she just wants to play. She does the exact same thing with other dogs, she just chases them around. The cats just don't want to play with her. Sometimes they will, but most of the time they won't. So in that sense, it is an ongoing situation, an ongoing training problem, because she just won't listen. Normally, sit, stay, she's really good with. Main problem that we have had, I'm going to get a cup of tea. The hardest part of training for us has been the house training. It's something that, again, we were very naive about. We just thought she will just learn to go outside like all puppies do, eventually she will get it. It is only now, 12 months later, that I will be able to say that Zoe is officially house trained. But again, she's not really. Overnight, there's no chance, she can't hold it all overnight. We've spoken to the vets about this and asked their advice, and they said because she is a smaller breed, chances are that she will never learn to hold it overnight. We'll always, for the rest of her life, we're always going to have to put a pad down overnight for her to go on. Which, we're hoping that's not going to be the case, but really, I put a pad down and I come up and there'll be like 2-3 wheeze on it every night, even though she goes out at like 1-2 o'clock in the morning before Chris comes to bed, and I'm downstairs with her by 7. So I don't know how that's going to work. During the daytime, however, we've managed to get about 6 hours before she will accident in the house. You have to remember, she is a very tiny dog, so she needs to go outside a lot. If you are looking into getting any sort of small toy breed dog, bear in mind that they have tiny, tiny bladders, and we take Zoe out probably around 10 times a day, sometimes even more. Today she's been a right pain. She keeps telling me she wants to go out, but she just wants to play in the garden. But normally, about 10 times a day we need to be able to take her out, which is a lot. It limits how long we can go out for. Sometimes she's fine, and if we know we're going out for a few hours, we will leave her a pad down. But in being in the house, it's a constant battle. Oh my god, you really need to go out? No. And it's taken us a long time to get to this point. I think, honestly, part of it is our fault because she is such a small dog. It's not really a problem that when she goes on a puppy pad. So partly was our laziness of taking her out, because she hated going outside when we first got her. Unless the sun was out, we had no chance. If it was wet or raining, she would not move from that kitchen door. And a part of it was our fault. We were just like, oh, well, I don't really want to go out in the rain either. You don't want to go out in the rain. You just go on your pad, it'll be fine. But the past 5-6 months, we've been really, this is not fair for the dog not to be going outside, and it's also not fair on us to keep having to clean up after her in the house. So we just made the point, whether it's raining or not, she is going out there. So I actually set a timer on my phone, which sounds really weird, but I set a timer on my phone to go off every hour, and every hour, whether she needed it or not, we would take her outside. And we did that for a good few weeks, really. Not every day, because some days we couldn't be in the house all day. But if we were in the house, my phone would go off every hour and the dog would be taken outside. And eventually, she just got it. She will still go in my house sometimes, every now and again. Like now, probably. I've just taken her out, but because I'm upstairs, she will pee on my floor because she is a high maintenance bitch, basically. And because nobody is downstairs paying attention to her, she will go on my carpet so she gets some attention. So we're trying to ignore that she keeps doing it, because it is very much an attention seeking thing that she's grew into. So that's still pain, but very rarely now does she pee in the house like that. She will normally jump up at the back door when she needs to go out, and I can't tell you how amazing it is that my dog tells me she now wants to go outside, because she used to just do it right in front of you and that would be it. So now she does go outside. It has taken a long time to get to this point, and I don't think it helps that she's such a small breed, because she needs to go out a lot more than any other dog. So we've spoken to the vet quite a few times for advice, and he said that because she is so small, it doesn't take a lot for her bladder to fill up. So she can have one drink and her bladder will be full, so she'll have to go straight out. And yeah, it's something to bear in mind if you're ever thinking of getting a toy breed. House training has been an issue. Also, Chihuahuas and Pugs are known to be difficult to house train. So mixing them two together, it was not a good mix, but we've got there in the end, and now she does it, and it's great. I'm so sorry for how bad the lighting just went. I've put my monitor up there and I'm trying not to look at it, and that crazy lighting that you just had would be my camera fogging up inside because my house is damp and it's gross. So I'm extremely sorry for that. I'm not going to be able to go through. I can't fix the lighting when it does that. I fixed it now. I should look at my monitor more often. What were we talking about? About walking, weren't we? Like I said at the very beginning, we thought small dog, less work. Obviously we knew she was still going to need to be walked, because all dogs, no matter what their size, need to be walked. But we never quite factored in how much she would walk. She's a small dog. Everything that I'd read said that a Chihuahua will need the maximum of about 20 minutes a day walk. So that's fine, that's around the block a few times, that's great. However, Zoe will walk and walk and walk. She doesn't stop. She constantly wants to be outside, she constantly wants to be at the park, she constantly wants to be running around. She is like a tiny little ball of energy. Like a tiny ball of sugar or caffeine or Red Bull or something. Red Bull, that sounds like a good idea. Shake it up and it explodes everywhere. That is Zoe. We never quite factored in for how much energy she would have. With her being a smaller dog, we thought 20-minute walk, she must be exhausted. No, she will walk, as long as it's not wet, she will walk all day if we were to let her. We don't, because it can cause problems in their legs walking that far, but if we let her, she would walk for hours on end. My camera is fogging up again. No matter what breed of dog you get and what research you do, your dog is an individual, and sometimes, like I said, you do see the traits of her breeds coming through, but pretty much all the research that we did does not factor in for Zoe, the cat. So it has been a difficult journey learning all of these new things about owning a dog, because I think I was telling you that dogs are hard work, but I love her and I wouldn't change her. However, I did lots of research and we were very well prepared to pick the dog up. It turned out it was nothing like I expected, so if you are thinking about getting a dog, be prepared that it's not an easy road. It is difficult, it is hard work, she takes up so much energy. People don't even want to look after her for us because she's a kind of rebel. So be prepared for that. And yeah, I think that's probably it. It's the end of today's video. I hope that you maybe found it a little bit informative. It was basically me saying don't buy a dog, it's hard work, but do buy a dog because it is so worth all the effort that you put into it. She's just, when she cuddles me and looks at me, and ooh, I love her. And my cat, who's now just come in and gone straight to sleep. Lazy. That is it for today's video. Make sure that you thumbs up and that you subscribe, and I'll see you next time.